Hey, what's good today? You're watching Meats by Dre, and I indeed am your boy Dre. If for some reason you find this video informational or entertaining, please smash that thumbs up. And if you want to be one of my meat peeps, hit that subscribe and ring that bell. This is my first video, so you'll have to look forward to future videos. But on that note, why make a video? Why have a first video? Well, today is the 90th day of my carnivore journey, and I've been inspired to share about my journey. I've had a lot of friends and family ask me lots of questions, and it just got me thinking that people need to know more about this. So I want to start walking y'all along my journey and just letting you know what has come of it. So by carnivore, for me, what I mean is what I call a hyper carnivore feeding protocol. So I try to get at least 80% of my nutrition, my food, from ruminant animals, especially from beef. And so what I wanted to talk about today is why I decided to go carnivore. And I guess there's a couple ways to think about that. The first one is, philosophically, I've just always thought that we should be eating one thing, or we kind of only need one thing, that there's something that basically has perfect nutrition that we would have access to. And I guess I thought that because I see other animals and just think like, well, they eat the same thing every day, and not only do they do fine, they usually thrive. In the wild, you don't see animals getting diseases and cancer and dying of short lives. They might die because of something that happens in the wild, but even if you compare that to our domestic animals, the diseases that they get that they get obese or over fat or whatever, those seem to be human conditions and things that we've put upon the animal that it wouldn't have if it was in the wild. So I always thought there's got to be something. There's got to be something that is that single source of nutrition for us. I've had some kind of wild journeys. There was one time where I felt, and I was over fat and trying to do something to just change the way I felt. And I started lifting, and I started drinking only Soylent as a source of nutrition. And it did help for a while, but it wasn't something I wanted to keep doing. I did the same thing with Huel. I've done the same thing with Top Ramen. I at least added some eggs. I've done the same thing with what else? Cereal, until that started to tear me up. I've done the same thing with, well, actually, this is like a weird, like, dirty bulk for bodybuilders that I used to do. And it wasn't all day, but at the end of the day, you were supposed to eat, like, either a whole container of Oreos or Chips Ahoy and drink a whole gallon of milk. So there's a stretch of my time where I did that every day, but that didn't last long. It was tough. So that's one thing. Always in the back of my head, there was just always this thought that there's one thing that we should be able to get perfect nutrition from. And I always wondered what that was, but strangely, I guess a product of our times, I always looked for it in things that were pretty highly processed. And never just thought it was a natural whole food until now. The second reason has to do with my own physiology. For the majority of my life, I've had really bad gut issues. I actually learned from having my cereal thing, that I am highly reactive to corn, and that corn tears me up and I don't digest it. And even if it comes in the form of a processed cereal, it still is just terrible for my gut biome, and or for my gut and my digestion. And so I learned that I can't have corn anymore in basically any form. There's been very consistently many issues with my digestion, and I think I've figured out where I track it back to. When I was a little kid, like prepubescent, for some reason I had really bad acne, and my mom started taking me to the doctor to treat it, and they put me on antibiotics. I'm pretty sure that the antibiotics killed all my good gut bacteria. There was never any after this we're gonna put you on some restorative probiotics or anything like that. I was too little to know anything about that, and probably what was regularly available to us was no good anyway, and didn't actually really help. Excuse me. So I guess for the most part, I started managing the acne. But what happened in middle school, what we call junior high, I started getting really bad stomach aches, and I started throwing up a lot. So again, back to the doctor. First, they thought I had ulcers. Never really could prove that. Got some GI scoping, and they never really found anything. But their solution was, oh, well, we're just going to put you on this PPI, and you'll just take this every day for the rest of your life. And I tried it. I didn't find much difference. And after a couple of weeks, I was just like, I'm not taking that anymore. It doesn't make a difference. And it's probably going to make me sicker and make me need some other things to compensate for the fact that I'm taking this med every day. And so I just kind of threw that out and didn't know what was wrong with me. And I think I know what it is now. I think what I had and am now fighting, and have been fighting for, I'd say over half my life, is a fungal overgrowth in my gut biome. And it's affected my feet, it's affected my digestion, and I even used to joke that I just that because I would get bloated every couple of hours, and I would joke like, oh, I have to feed my microbes, And I think the bloating was maybe happening when the yeast, the fungus inside my gut was dying off. But I figured out if I ate food, then it would go away. So I don't know exactly what that was, but I got into this weird pattern of eating every couple hours because my stomach hurt. And then as soon as I started eating, the pain would go away. And I did some digging and some exploring on that, and I found a really great doctor named Dr. Osborne, and he talked about a lot of the indicators that you can find on your body that would potentially demonstrate that you have this fungal overgrowth, this SIFO. And I felt like he was reading my journal. I'm just like, I think that's what's going on with me. So I started doing a lot of digging on nutrition, and after looking at things on ferments, and Dr. Osborne wrote No Grain, No Pain, and that's a really great book about like gluten-free, but not just gluten-free, glutenoid-free. And so it turns out there's all these substances that are basically identical to gluten, or can have the same effect, and you can find them in corn and in rice and in casein and in all kinds of things. And so you can't, if you're sensitive to those, you can't just go gluten-free and call it a day. You have to be aware of all those other things. And so that resonated with me because I already knew that corn was the issue. And so I thought, if corn's the issue, I bet these other things are also an issue. So as I kept learning, I kept digging, I started learning about the carnivore diet, and I started hearing about, I started hearing from amazing guys like Dr. Ken Berry and Dr. Anthony Chaffee and Chafee. Yeah, it's Chafee. And it really resonated with me. I really thought, at worst, it's an elimination diet, and I can try it. And I can try it, and if nothing else, I'll have a good baseline for reintroducing food. But this journey has led me to think that it might not be worth it to reintroduce other food. I have had amazing results, and this is very subjective, but I think I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. And as I started sharing it with friends and family, and they started seeing what I was doing, I started feeling really contagious. And so I'm seeing my community embrace carnivore traits in their own ways, because they're already inspired by my journey. And a friend suggested I started a video, and we started playing around with the idea, and here I am. And I think this one is probably a little rough, but it is my first go, so bear with me. I think it can only get better from here. And yeah, so my next video is going to be on the benefits that I've experienced, and I'll try to go head to toe, time allowing. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I don't have an outro tagline yet, so bye.